The Australian producers that we've had the opportunity to meet here have been such an interesting and welcome bunch. I think there's been a real sense of collaboration, a desire to work with the UK, a desire to work internationally, and some interesting projects that take a new spin and a new perspective on things.
The reputation of the Australian screen industry is so good. You know, it's such a professional organisation. The producers have a really open world view to the industry, to working on co-productions. There's a real knowledge database there. But first and foremost, there's great talent, there's great creativity across the board.
I applied for UK Connect primarily because face-to-face is still the most valuable way of starting relationships and making relationships work. You can't get to Australia and see people often, so to be able to come and do as many meetings as I've done and have been organised for me in advance, and actually just being on the ground is essential.
We've had really great opportunities to actually understand their businesses, the kind of content that they want to make, and find ways that we align. And so it's been huge in making new relationships, and I think they're ones that we'll have for the long term.
For us, it's all about relationships. I didn't come to UK Connect thinking, I'm going to get a project, we're going to have this is going to be the coming together and this is how this project's going to happen. Something will come up on our slate and we'll go, actually, I met this woman at UK Connect, and that's what our industry is all about. Our industry is all about relationships.
What I can say is I have found people that I'll be working with. It may not be on the project that was pitched here, but we definitely have a commitment to do something together. And I do know other producers have got things locked away, so I think there's going to be some really great outcomes from this year.
What you get in this concentrated 3 days is equivalent to, I don't know, spending a month in Sydney and Melbourne and everywhere. You have to work it, but it's very easy to work it because everybody's very accessible and friendly and informal.
For anyone who hasn't been and is genuinely interested in a connection with Australia, I think the only way you're going to be able to find a way to doing business with Australia is to come to this event.
This is not just my first time at Screen Forever, this is my first time in Australia. It's been an absolutely wonderful experience. I've learnt so much from the speakers. Some of the panels have been some of the most impressive panels I've seen at any event all over the world. The Gold Coast has been a revelation, absolutely has, particularly when we went on the cultural visit to Burleigh Heads the other day. I think there was a lot of wrangling that had to be done to bring the British producers back from there. We would have quite happily spent the rest of our time there looking at the amazing view.
I went for a swim this morning at 6 o'clock and I started to question why I live in London.